Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're taking a look at the Blades of Khorne and the Reapers of Vengeance subfaction in particular. Now in this video, we're going to go through the special rules that make the Reapers of Vengeance special amongst the Blades of Khorne, before having a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this particular subfaction of them. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, and finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Reapers of Vengeance Blades of Khorne army. And so, to begin with, the special rule for the Reapers of Vengeance is called Brutal Retribution. You add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Reapers of Vengeance demon units when they target an enemy hero. In addition, each time an enemy hero is slain, you'll receive an additional Bloodthirster point. This is cool in twofold. So first of all, it's giving us, the type of units we want to use in this particular subfaction, which are demons. But it doesn't mean that if we kill stuff, we're not going to get those additional points. Those additional points for killing enemy heroes will be gained regardless of whether we have demon or not units do the killing. Now, this is really cool though. +1 a hit is a solid buff. This is going to save command points, allow us to use them on other things, generally a lot more defensive stuff. As you know, we're probably not the most defensive army in the game. We've got a lot more offense-based bonuses. And so, where to start with what I think is my particular favourite Bloodthirster, and that is the Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage. Now, straight away, this model has 16 wounds and a 12-inch move. It's also got a nice 4+ base save, and then it's also going to have that 5+ ward save while it's not in combat as well, which is really cool. Now, the Bloodthirster Insensate Rage's main weapon is its Great Axe of Khorne, which will have, at its top bracket, will have a nice 5 attacks. Hitting on 4s is its big downside, but once again, if we're going into enemy heroes, it'll be 3 straight away. Wounding on a 2+, Ren -2, and damage D3+3 for some nice, really super consistent damage on the weapon. Now, it has another rule as well, which is called Outrageous Carnage, where if the unmodified wound roll for an attack made by this model is a 6, each enemy unit within 8 inches of the model will suffer a number of mortal wounds shown on the damage table, in addition to any other normal damage, which is pretty awesome. This Outrageous Carnage, will start at dealing 4 mortal wounds to all units around it, which can be really great. And 5 base attacks, getting a 6 or 2 in there to deal 8 mortal wounds around the place, or 4 or 8. Or I've had opponents roll plenty of 6s against me. I've had, the big 5, 6s come up on a Yahtzee against me. It can do so much damage with this model. Now, of course, the place to start with any demon-focused army for Blades of Khorne is, of course, with Bloodletters. Hellblades are a 2-inch range weapon with 2 attacks each and hit on 3s. And they also have the cool rule where they're going to do some mortal wounds as well. With their decapitating blow, where they just will do a mortal wound if they get some 6s to hit, and the attack sequence will end. They're also going to have 2 wounds each, which makes them pretty solidly survivable, along with all their other bonuses. Now, looking at where to go next for another character to bring into the force, I think Skulltaker really fits into Reapers of Vengeance super well. His big thing, Hero's Bane, at the start of the combat phase, you can say that Skulltaker will issue a challenge. And if you do so, you pick an enemy hero within 3 inch, and until the end of the phase, the Strike First effect will apply to Skulltaker, but he must make all his attacks against said hero. His Slayer Sword then will come into effect, wherein the modified hit roll for attack made with a Slayer Sword is a 6. The attack causes 2 mortal wounds, however, it will be 3 mortal wounds if this attack is targeting a hero. On top of that, Skulls for the Skull Throw mean if this unit includes in a Blades of Khorne army, then each time an enemy hero is slain by its attacks, you receive an additional Bloodthirster point, stacking with the Reapers of Vengeance Bloodthirster point additional abilities as well. Now, a really fun hero I think to bring in is going to be the Bloodmaster Herald of Khorne. This is a priest in the new book with its Bloodmark Prayer card, answering value of 3 and range of 16. And effectively, it just gives +1 to wound to a friendly Blades of Khorne demon unit, which is really cool. And then you've got Karanak, who again is another named character that really focuses on going out and getting heroes. His big thing, Prayer to Blood God, where he can move towards his quarry at all times, is really fun, especially in your opponent's turn. But also, he allows Flesh Hounds to be set up wholly within 9 inch of enemy units, as long as they're within 8 inch of him as well, helping him get to the hunt. The last thing we have here are the different judgments of Khorne, or the invocations as they sometimes may be called, the endless prayers. You've got the Wrath Axe, which is just some good damage dealing. The Bleeding Icon has the ability to stop inspiring presence working around it. And then the Hexgorgeous Skulls are all about denying enemy wizards the ability and potentially even making them blow themselves up. And so here we have our sample army list for the Blades of Khorne. Now, of course, we've gone Reapers of Vengeance. We're 10 points under, so which means we do get a Triumph, and we've gone for +1 wound. Yes, I talked about including a model that has a +1 to wound prayer, but in case that fails, it's a nice little Triumph to have there. You know, 10 points under, it's not always likely we're going to get it anyway. Now, it's grand strategy. Take what's there for an offensive-focused army. I think this is just a super solid grand strategy to be going with. Now, the Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage will be our general, and they're going to have the command trait Embodiment of Wrath, where at the start of your hero phase, you roll a dice for each friendly blood letters host unit within 18 inch, and on 2+, you return D3 models. This is actually really great, especially with blood letters going to 2 wounds each now. I think this is an extremely powerful ability. Now, his artifact is going to be the artifact known as an Argath, the King of Blades. Ward rolls cannot be made for enemy units while they're within 3 inch of the bearer. This combines really well with the fact we are going to be targeting heroes, where a ward's most likely to be on heroes, so he is an absolute killing machine when it comes to enemy heroes. And the fact that his mortal wound explosion as well from his axe will trigger around him and hit all units near him, those units won't be able to ward against those mortal wounds either. Now, the Bloodmaster Herald of Khorne has gone with the Prayer Unholy Flames. This is +1 rend, I think another super solid one to have across the army, allowing us to get that extra damage through along with the mortal wounds. And then we have the Aspect of the Champion, Leadership of the Alpha on them, allowing them to use 3 commands once per game on 3 different friendly units. This can be great, especially in a turn where maybe we've been doubled for an all-out defense on multiple units across the table. Skulltaker rounds out our leaders, and then battle line is pretty simple, 2 units of 10 blood letters, and then we also have the Hexgorgeous Skulls in there for some anti-wizard shenanigans. Everything is wrapped up in a battle regiment, meaning it's a 1-drop force as well. If you've got some ideas for Reapers of Vengeance in the new Battle Tome Blades of Khorne, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fantastic little community here, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, you can do so either by YouTube members or Patreon, or by grabbing yourself some merch at Teespring or at our Ko-fi store. All of them are linked down in the video's description. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Redman, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Colomos, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Rich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Baroque Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel196, and Disco. Lastly, a special thanks first of all to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, everyone who helps come and provide the games for everyone to watch on the channel as well, and indeed all our fantastic mods and members of the community who keep our Discord and comment section a fantastic place for all to be. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.